All right guys, today we're hanging out here in the boat and I'm gonna show you a little secret of mine. Really don't want to have to do this, but I got a bunch of questions on it. So if you guys watched my FLW Cup videos, the practice and the tournament videos, and even the recap, I dove in and showed you this little Super Fluke Jr. trick for schooling fish. And in my opinion, this is the best bait for schooling bass. Whenever they're out in on that real small bait, you know, it's summertime, late fall, they get real schooled up and they really start busting on that shad. They just follow the bait around and they just feed on shad all day. So I came up with this little rig, and it is by far the best bait that I found for those schooling fish when they're on that real small bait. You know, this might not work the best whenever you're chasing, say, blueback herring fish or something along those lines where they're targeting a little bit bigger bait. But when they're dialing in on that real small hatch from earlier this year, this bait right here is the best bait out there. So without further ado, let's dive into it. I'll show you exactly how to set this up. So the bait of choice is going to be a Zoom Super Fluke Jr. You know, I use a few different colors depending on the weather conditions and water color and whatnot. You know, the most important equipment side of it is going to be your Trokar hook right here. I like to throw the Finesse worm TK 180 3/0. Or I've been diving in with this a little bit. Actually, this is a flipping hook. So the Pro V flipping hook. It's a little bit heavier gauge hook. So if you're around bigger fish, you can use this flipping hook. You know, sometimes if you hook into a 4 or 5 pounder, you could muscle on them a little too hard and straighten out this hook. So that's when I would dive in and try the Pro V flip. That's the TK 133. That's actually a 1/0. You could go up to a 2 or 3/0 in that as well, but that's only if I'm going to be around bigger fish and don't want to worry about straightening out my hook. I have to use heavier line on that to get a good hook set, but that Pro V bend will really keep them pegged well. So I've had some good success with this as well. And then of course we got Eco Pro tungsten nail weight, which is going to allow you to cast it a little bit further. And of course you got your Gorilla Glue, the best super glue out there. I'm a super glue fanatic, so I like to super glue everything, so I'm not worrying about bait sliding down or things falling off, and allows you to get more fish per bait. So all right, showed you the equipment. Now we're going to dive in, rig a couple up, and explain to you why this is the best schooling bait out there. All right guys, we got a couple baits here we're going to rig up. We're going to start with the Pro V flip hook. Rig one of those up. Now both of these rig up very similar. So you got your Super Fluke Jr. here. You got the belly, so you want to rig up through the back like so. Let's rig this up down here. Very important to keep it as straight as possible. That's going to allow good action with your fluke. It's not going to want to twirl and dart side to side, or, you know, twirl and not dart side to side, should I say. So we got that on there like that. Before we push it up over the barb, we're going to take Gorilla Glue. Oh, put a little drop on there. Slide that up just below the eye of the hook, so you can still tie on, but that's a perfectly straight rigged fluke now. that hook is there, and that is super sharp Trokar. That's going to stick them every time. So that's the first step right there. Get your baits rigged up like so. Let's get in the finesse hook here. We'll do these step by step. Now that super glue is very important because these like to slide down or rip if you don't put that super glue on there. So that super glue on that barb is going to keep that bait there, be able to catch a lot more fish, make a lot of casts, and it's going to stay on there perfect. Okay, we got our two baits rigged up here now. Got the hooks rigged up perfectly straight. Now, you could use it just like this, but the problem I ran into is you can't cast this very far. It's a super small bait, super light. There's not much to it. So that's where this Eco Pro tungsten nail weight comes into play. So you're gonna flip it upside down here, and I like to go right where the belly starts, and you're just gonna insert that nail weight and kind of try to just get it in there a little bit and then run it parallel with the belly. Okay, so you don't want it to go up and hit the hook, but you want it to be in there in the belly. And then once you get it just about all the way in, take your super glue again, put a little dab on there and push it the rest of the way through. That way that nail weight is in there. So that nail weight is in there now. It's super glued, it's not coming out, and now you just added 3/32 of an ounce to your bait. It's going to allow you to cast it so much further and not sacrifice any of that action. Alright guys, there it is. That is the best bait for schooling bass right there. You know, we got the nail weight in there. It allows you to cast it very far. You got the open hook, Trokar finesse hook, or the Trokar Pro V flip. That's going to allow you a great hookup if they swipe at it, or if they swallow it, that's getting hooked right in the roof of their mouth just about every time. Still going to have a nice darting action. You'd be able to keep this on top as well if you wanted and move it very fast. Looks like a fleeing bait fish, and they just cannot stand this. So this is my go-to for schooling fish. Check it out. All this stuff, all this equipment here is available at Fisherman Central. So you can log on fishermancentral.com, buy this whole package here, and you'll be set up ready to go for schooling bass. So let me know in the comments below what your go-to is for schooling fish. I'd love to hear that, and I'm always open to new ideas and learning new things. So if you guys have a killer bait for schooling bass, let me know. I'd love to check it out. And I appreciate you guys watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Help me grow this channel so I can keep bringing you guys great content and great little tips like this. You know, I can't believe I'm giving away my little secret, but you guys deserve it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.